I'm Alex, and this is my recipe for crispy rice cereal chocolate cheesecake. It's a mouthful of a title. So I had been wanting to do a video using Rice Krispie treats in a new way for so long because they're actually malleable and you can make them into different shapes, which means you can do just about anything. I also am pretty obsessed with cheesecake, as you guys may already know. So I decided to pair the two together. So because the flavor of Rice Krispie treats is marshmallows, I decided to lean into the chocolate cheesecake because it'll kind of bring together a s'mores flavor, which is a classic. I used a measuring cup, but you can also just go in there with your hands to press it down into the springform pan. Originally, for some reason, I thought you could bake Rice Krispie treats, and you can't. I wanted to do a classic baked cheesecake, so the first time I made this, I made the Rice Krispie crust, I poured in the cheesecake batter, I put it in the oven, and then disaster struck. So I ended up burning the original crust in the oven. So I realized that I had to go back to the drawing board, but it actually was easy to fix because I could just make a no-bake cheesecake. So cheesecake lovers may argue that the only real kind of cheesecake is a baked cheesecake, but you can yield similar results by making a no-bake cheesecake, and it is a little bit easier to do. So in a baked cheesecake, the eggs are going to stabilize it, whereas in a no-bake cheesecake, you have to use a different stabilizing agent. So a gelatin, or in my case, I use the chocolate and whipped cream. So in order to make the crust out of Rice Krispie treats, you have to make sure you're working quickly because they're only malleable when they're still warm. Those are really the only key things to remember for this recipe. Other than that, it's a pretty simple cheesecake. Just a lot more fun. Now, once you make the cheesecake and you cool it, you can stop there, but I decided to decorate it because I really wanted to go the extra mile. So if you're eating this by yourself, feel free to stop here. But because I was bringing this to a party, I decided to go the extra mile and decorate the top. I know this recipe is so sweet, I'm not telling you to eat it every day, but you know, for a treat, for a crispy treat, it was a winner. I'm not the best decorator, but I really tried to focus here and make sure I nailed it, because I only had one shot. Now, if you're concerned that your Rice Krispie will get too hard while you're cooling the cheesecake, once the cheesecake is set, pull it out and leave it on the counter for a few minutes, and your Rice Krispie treat should soften right up. And there you have it, snap, crackle, pop. Is that like trademarked?
I don't know.
They can't trademark words, right?
Yeah, we'll put all that.
Yeah.